Good afternoon. More than 1,000 residents have been evacuated from farming villages in Negros Occidental and Negros Oriental since Monday night when Kanlaon Volcano began spewing voluminous ash and rocks. Evacuees include at least 1,000 individuals in La Carlota City, Bago City, Pontevedra Town, and La Castellana Town, all in Negros Occidental. In Negros Oriental, almost 150 individuals were evacuated from barangays Masulog, Pula, Lumapaw, and Malaiba in Kanlaon City. La Castellana Mayor Rumila Nicora Mangilimutan says evacuees left behind their farm animals amid heavy ashfall and a strong smell of sulfur on Monday night, June 3. She adds they were also scared that the eruptions would worsen. On Monday evening, Kanlaon Volcano had a phreatic eruption that lasted for 6 minutes, emitting a 5,000-meter high plume. This prompted PHIVOLCS to raise alert level 2 over Kanlaon Volcano. PHIVOLCS explains that a volcano is placed under alert level 2 because increased volcanic earthquakes, steam and gas emissions, and ground deformation may occur. The Armed Forces of the Philippines is denying allegations that soldiers on board the grounded BRP Sierra Madre on Ayungin Shoal in the West Philippine Sea pointed guns at the China Coast Guard. The AFP says troops were merely on guard due to a provocative presence within the Philippine Exclusive Economic Zone. A report of the state-run China Global Television Network over the weekend alleged that Philippine soldiers pointed guns at the China Coast Guard, which vessel got near the AFP's naval outpost in the West Philippine Sea. The AFP says the BRP Sierra Madre troops were on heightened vigilance because the China Coast Guard was dangerously close to the grounded Philippine Navy warship. The AFP likewise points out that Filipino soldiers are governed by the rules of engagement and acted with the highest level of professionalism, restraint, and discipline to safeguard our sovereign rights. The China Coast Guard has been showing hostile behaviors in the West Philippine Sea. Among the latest was on May 19, when the China Coast Guard seized and dumped food and other supplies for Filipino soldiers stationed at the BRP Sierra Madre. The China Coast Guard was also reported to have harassed on the same day an evacuation operation for soldiers at Ayungin who were reportedly ill. Beijing's aggressive actions are anchored on its belief that it owns almost the entire South China Sea, including the West Philippine Sea. But this has been completely invalidated by a July 2016 International Tribunal ruling, which declared that the Philippines has exclusive sovereign rights over the West Philippine Sea. Following the Ombudsman's order to suspend her as mayor of Bamban, Tarlac, Alice Guo maintains her innocence and vows to continue defending her integrity and character. In a statement, Guo says she respects the legal process and accepts the Ombudsman's decision, but reiterates that she is innocent. Guo also believes this is an opportunity to clarify accusations against her and vows to cooperate with authorities to ensure truth and justice. The suspended mayor says she is deeply saddened by accusations hurled against her, lamenting she has been condemned even before being heard. She nevertheless promises her supporters in Bamban that she will remain firm in defending her name. Guo, Municipal Business Permits and Licensing Office Officer Edwin Ocampo, and Municipal Legal Officer Aden Sigua were placed under preventive suspension without pay pending the resolution of an investigation against them. In the order, Ombudsman Samuel Martires said there are sufficient grounds to preventively suspend Guo and 2 other town officials, considering that there is strong evidence showing their guilt. Last week, the Department of Interior and Local Government filed charges of grave misconduct, serious dishonesty, gross neglect of duty, and a conduct prejudicial to the best interest of the service against Guo, Ocampo, and Sigua for allegedly allowing illegal Philippine offshore gaming operators to do business in Bamban. Former Health Secretary Francisco Duque III says it was then President Rodrigo Duterte who ordered the transfer of 47.6 billion pesos in COVID-19 funds from the Department of Health to the Procurement Service of the Department of Budget and Management in 2020. Based on a Commission on Audit report, the 47.6 billion peso COVID-19 fund includes PS-DBM contracts with Pharmaceutical Corporation, which was accused of selling overpriced medical supplies to the government. During the oversight hearing conducted by the House Committee on Appropriations, Duque tells members of the panel that the order to transfer funds from DOH to PS-DBM was made by former President Duterte in their weekly meeting or Talk to the People program. When pressed for an explanation by House Deputy Majority Leader Representative Janet Garin, Duque maintains that it was well within his authority to transfer DOH funds to the PS-DBM for the procurement of protective equipment and other materials for the state of public health emergency. In an interview after the House panel's hearing, Solicitor General Menardo Guevara says he could not recall Duterte making a public pronouncement about transferring funds to PS-DBM. Guevara was Justice Secretary during Duterte's administration. However, Guevara notes that if the announcement had been made through the media, he may not have known. In a May 6 order, the Ombudsman endorsed criminal charges against Duque and Lloyd Christopher Lau over the illegal transfer of 41.46 billion pesos in public funds from the DOH to the PS-DBM in 2020 in violation of the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. Here's the latest roundup of today's top stories. More than 1,000 residents flee homes following Kanlaon Volcano eruption. Armed Forces of the Philippines denies Chinese state media allegations that BRP Sierra Madre troops pointed guns at China Coast Guard personnel. And Mexico elects first ever female president. These are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good afternoon.